Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to White Fortress Cybersecurity. Very good evening, Louise. I hope I'm audible to you guys. And wow, wow, I just got the news from my account only that on Monday I'm gonna reveal my face. Okay, this was Sir who posted it. So I guess I might reveal my face. I mean, not reveal, I might start sharing. I might. Uh, let's do that on Monday. Okay, so today we are going to start with Metasploit. Hello Arun, welcome back to the channel. You're excited already, great. Uh, okay, so I told you guys yesterday about malwares and everything. We talked about multiple malwares like rootkits, your virus, worm, Trojan, ransomware, your backdoors, keyloggers. We have covered all of that. Okay, and also a little bit of tools like triple rat, worm maker thing. That's what we covered. Very good evening, Arun. Welcome to the channel. And I told you that we will learn how to make the viruses on our own and how to execute them, how to do that. For that, we will have to first get familiar with this Metasploit framework. Okay, let me show you guys how it actually looks like. I'm logging as root at the moment, and I'm gonna start it. Metasploit for Metasploit framework, the command is msf console. MSF console. It is gonna take a while. MSF is for a Metasploit framework. Console, this is your console. Here we can type commands, we can search for vulnerabilities, we can search for payloads. Okay, and it has got 2570 exploits. I hope you guys know what are exploits. Okay, by which we can gain access of a target system. Okay, we first of all give should have a payload. So we will also generate the payload. First of all, we need to generate the payload, right? MSF Venom we will be using for generating the payload. Okay, let me just explain the things. Huh. So Metasploit framework has got two parts. Is it close? Just a second. Meta, okay. Okay, so first, if we talk about phases of hacking, first phase was reconnaissance, gathering information of a target. We use multiple tools, example, who is lookup, vaporizer, Shadan, social media. We can use to gain information on a particular person. What is auxiliary? Yes, we will get to that part, Louise, eventually. Okay, we are gonna start from very beginning about the Metasploit. Then we will start it. Enumeration. Second is in enumeration, we talked about how we can gather actively information on a target. We use tools like Nmap for network mapping, GoBuster, DNSNM for DNS enumeration, FUF for fuzzing, DovBuster for directory busting, okay, directory enumeration, and GoBuster had all of it. We could do DNS enumeration, we could do fuzzing, we can do directory busting using all this single tool, GoBuster. Next, third phase of hacking is your gaining access. So for gaining access part, we use this Metasploit framework. Okay, so for this we have got two parts of it. MSF Venom is for your payload. Okay, MSF Venom is used for generating the payload. Payload is basically a piece of code piece of malicious code. Okay, so that is what your payload is. And then we inject it onto our target system and eventually gaining the access of a target machine using the MSF console. MSF console has got multiple things, like we can gather information on the target using it. We can also check if a particular service is vulnerable or not. Okay, checking this thing. We do this using auxiliaries. Okay, I'll tell you everything in detail as well. So if a particular service is if a particular system is vulnerable to or using a vulnerable service or not, that we can find out using our this thing. Okay, we will do all the things in the practical part. It's all practical. I'm just telling you, giving you an overview. We can also do the exploitation part. We can do the antivirus evasion part using this Metasploit framework only. Okay, and what is a payload? Payload is a malicious piece of code, and the exploit is exploiting the system, gaining the access of the system, taking access of. Okay, we have already did gaining access thing using the Z-Fisher tool. That was a phishing tool. We got the credentials of a target, and after that, ultimately, what we did, we can log in uh, using that. So it was a phishing tool. Next, we can also perform with this Metasploit framework tool only, we can also perform persistence. Okay, what is persistence? Like, even if my target machine is shut down, again it gets on, I will still get the connection. I'm able to make connection with my target system again and again, no matter how many times it got shut down, or it could not be deleted or anything like that. So that is a persistence. Privilege escalation, becoming a root user. Becoming a root user is a privilege escalation from normal user, from simple user to root user. Hello, Sujay. Welcome to the channel. And pivoting is moving from one system to another system. Okay, gaining access from one. Pivoting is uh, moving from one network to another. Network to another network. And lateral movement is moving from one system, gaining access from one system to another system in the same network. Okay, this. Now let's get started with our Metasploit framework. Okay, it's gonna take 2 classes at least to cover this up. Okay, we will also learn after this how to make viruses using this Metasploit framework only. Let's get started. So Metasploit is the most widely used exploitation framework. Metasploit is a powerful tool that can support all phases of pen testing engagement, from information gathering to post exploitation. Okay, that's what I told you just now. It can gain information, it can maintain access, gain access, it can do a lot of things. It can generate the payload and do the post exploitation stuff like privilege escalation, pivoting, not lateral movement, I don't think, or maybe it can do lateral movement. I've never tried it using the Metasploit framework, but it can definitely do these. Okay, and also persistence. These three things are post exploitation, right? Here, gaining access was the exploitation phase. After that, post exploitation has got all of these. Let's move further. Metasploit has two main versions. One is Metasploit Pro, the commercial version that facilitates the automation and management of tasks. Okay, so we are not gonna go with the Metasploit Pro, we will go with the Metasploit framework only, because we are ethical hackers. We use command line interfaces. This version has a graphical user interface. Metasploit Pro is a GUI based, and Metasploit framework is CLI based. Sir, can I get my phone back? Next, the Metasploit framework is set of tools that allow information gathering, scanning, exploitation, exploit development, post exploitation, and many more. Hello, thank God found a live stream with English. Others were in other language. Okay. We also, for the Hindi viewers, we also have got Hindi streaming as well. Okay. Sujay, welcome to the channel. Hello, Alkar. Welcome back to the channel. Let's continue. So, the Metasploit framework is a set of tools that allow info. Okay, we have already read this one. And while the primary usage of Metasploit framework focuses on penetration testing domain, it is also useful for vulnerability research and exploit development. So it can also be used for it can be used for multiple things. We will do all of it in practical as well. Let's start the machine because it will take a while to get started. Improved VM and VPN. If you use OpenVPN, please download a new VPN configuration file from the access page. Your previous configuration will no longer work. Okay. The main components of Metasploit framework can be summarized as following. First is your MSF console. Okay, just I showed you that. Here is your MSF console. Okay, it like comes with very pretty figures. It just keep on changing every time. Okay, if you see some other figure, it's okay. And if you don't want all these figures to come, okay, you want directly the console instead of getting all this information or anything, just you can use MSF console hyphen q for using the quiet mode. Okay, then it will directly give you the console part. Hello, very good evening, Pavani. Welcome back to the channel. Modules supporting there are multiple modules that support exploits, scanners and payloads. So auxiliaries, we have got auxiliaries, those are basically your scanners, exploits, payloads, post exploit encoders for encoding your payload so that it goes undetected by the viruses. Okay, we can encode it, or we can use no operation. No operation has got some random bits of data, and these random bits when are embedded into your payload or whatsoever your virus is, if you embed it into that these NOPs, the hash will change because antiviruses store the hash value. Okay, we have already talked about hashing a lot in the previous lectures. So what do these do? What does the antiviruses do? Antiviruses. They store the hashes of pre-found malwares. And that's how they are able to detect them. Okay, they just match the hash with the previous hashes that are stored in there and then identifies, okay, this is that malware, this is a worm, this is a Trojan. Okay, that's how it works. Let's continue. NOPs, and next tools. Oops, I'm so sorry, I got distracted. Just a second. बढ़िया है. NOPs, no operation. So what happens in this thing? They are some random bits of code and they are embedded into the malware. And after getting embedded in the malware, uh, they will change the hash. Ultimately, making antivirus not detected. Okay, that is one of the thing. Because and adding anything will change the hash, right? Even I told you, even if a space, even if a letter is removed from a file, the complete hash will change. Hello, Sanatan. Welcome back to the channel. And guys, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So many people are watching it, still so little likes. Okay, it doesn't feel good to me. So tools are there, help in vulnerability research, vulnerability assessment, or for penetration testing. Some of these tools are emissive venom. Okay, emissive venom, I told you that can be used for your creating your payload. Then you have pattern create, you have got pattern offset. That's not we are gonna use. Okay, I've started the machine only. Check main components of Metasploit. Okay, it's gonna tell us about the theory only in detail while using the Metasploit framework. And guys, whatsoever we are doing here, I'm doing these try hack me labs first of all, then we will do the practical of our own. Okay, why I'm doing these labs so that you can also practice it on your own. Okay, so first start one by one, step by step, but cover it all including the practical part. If you miss out the practical, if you're just here to watch it, it's gonna be useless. Okay, just do the practical side by side. After the class is done, go to this try hack me room, do it on your own. I have some question. Can I ask? Nowadays, one virus is in Telegram, which is sending the link to content and also messages not shown in our chat. So Nathan, I don't have any idea about this virus in the Telegram. It the link to content and also message is not shown in our chat. It shows some content. It sends you link to some content. I'll look into it, Sanatan, and will let you know, or I'll ask sir about it. Hello, Sovan CZ. Welcome to the channel. Sir, ये वाला देखना एक बार. Okay. So this console, emissive console, will be your main interface to interact with different modules of the Metasploit framework. And here you will be able to access all of that, right? And you will be able to do specific tasks such as exploiting a vulnerability, scanning a target, or performing the brute force attack. That's all what we are going to do. Link send on our all contexts. Just send the link. It sends a link to all our contacts. What is it? It's a worm, but I have no idea about it. Okay, sir is saying it's definitely a worm, but I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. I'll look into it. And guys, if any of you have any doubts, any questions, you can let me know in the chat. But those doubts should be related to the topic and or your career. Okay, I'm definitely gonna help you guys with all your doubts, all your questions, and everything. So before diving into module, it would be helpful to clarify a few recurring concepts like these three words. Many people are very confused. What is a vulnerability? What is an exploit? What is an exploit? What is a payload? So exploit is okay. I think I have okay. An exploit is a piece of code that uses a vulnerability present on the target system. Piece of code when executed. Okay, this is a piece of code that is when executed, it will use the vulnerability that is already present in the on the target system. Two, for what purposes? That is a different case. Okay, what impact that exploit could have on the target machine? That is completely different. Like, for example, it can give the access to the attacker, or it can give the access to the attacker. It can just like perform some malicious activity like downloading a file, deleting a file, anything, whatsoever it is meant for. Okay. Did you done HTTPS decryption with MITM proxy plus SSL cert? I no, I haven't done HTTPS decryption using MITM proxy or SSL certificate. But in Wireshark, I've done it using that yes, that SSL certificate. I have done it in the Wireshark. Haven't used M. Okay, am I? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think I have. That thing that I'm talking about is the same. I think yes, yes, Sajay. Uh, we do teach that in the forensics part for decrypting all the data and how we can read it. And we decrypt it using the SSL certificate only, and we use the Wireshark for it. Next, what is a vulnerability? A design, coding, or logic flaw affecting the target system. Okay, a vulnerability means, okay, there was a question once asked to me, what is very impactful or very dangerous, you can say, or what is the source of all the cyber attack, you can say, in a web application. Okay, so is it an exploit? Is it a hacker? Is it your some kind of vulnerability, or is it a payload, or what is it? Okay, so vulnerability. Why? Because if there is no vulnerability, there is no exploit, there is no payload for it, there is nothing for it. If there is no vulnerability, if these systems are up to date, if they are securely managed, they are securely configured, then there is no um, a need of anything like that. The hacker, the attacker can do nothing about it. Okay, so vulnerability is the main problem. Vulnerability could be in a design, it could be a code, it could be due to some code, it could be a logic flaw affecting the target system, and the exploitation of vulnerability can result in disclosing confidential information or allowing the attacker to execute the code on the target system. And next, payload. An exploit will take advantage of a vulnerability. Okay, the payload is an exploit that will take advantage of the vulnerability. A piece of code that will take advantage of that vulnerability. However, if we want the exploit to have result, we want um, we need to use a payload. So to exploit the system, to uh, run that payload, to exploit the vulnerability, we need a payload, a piece of code. Okay, so for gaining the access to the target system, read confidential information, or it could be anything. Payload could have any kind of information, like I want to read the confidential information, I want to get this file, I want to download this file, I want to delete this file, I want the access of complete target system. Okay, so everything like that, we need to use a payload for that, and payloads are the code that will run on the target system, ultimately exploiting the system, and it will arise that problem, that threat, or whatsoever the consequences will arise, will be due to the vulnerability that is already present into that system. I hope this is clear to you guys. What is exploit, what is vulnerability, what is payload? If you still have any doubts, any questions, you can let me know in the chat right now. Okay, even if you're watching recorded lecture, just let me know in the comment box, and I'll answer all of your questions and everything. Next, modules are category under each one listed below. Okay, there are multiple modules. Like if you look for auxiliaries, auxiliaries has got admin, analyze. These are all the modules that are present. Sniffer, it has got information gatherers, fuzzers. As I told you, Metasploit can do a lot of things, but especially we use it for the exploitation part. So auxiliary, any supporting module such as scanner, crawler, fuzzer can be found here. Everything can be found in your auxiliary only. Okay, we will use them. We will do the practical and it will be more clear to you. Encoders. Encoders will allow you to encode the exploit and payload in the hope that a signature-based antivirus solution may miss them. Okay, what is signature-based antivirus? I just told you about it. Okay, the antivirus store the hashes of pre-found malware. What kind of antiviruses? Signature based. Signature based antiviruses. This, what is the signature? This is the hash, the store of the malware. And ultimately, if we change those hashes, we encode the complete exploit, or a payload and send it to the system, it will not be able to detect it. Signature based antivirus and security solution have a database of known threats. Okay, here it is already written as well. Have a database of known threats. They detect the threats by comparing suspicious files, this database, and raise an alert if there is a match. Okay, this will raise an alert if there is a match between the hashes, and thus encoders have a limited success rate as antivirus solutions can provide additional checks. Okay, if they are providing additional checks, then encoders might not be useful. Evaders, evasion. While encoders will encode the payload, they should be not be considered a direct attempt to evade the antivirus software. Okay, so for that, evasion, encoders, NOPs, everything is used basically for that thing only. On the other hand, evasion modules will try. Okay, I have got. Okay, I have got a question. Just a second. Just as you, I have found a method to do without using the proxy, but with R poisoning. So it's like zero click, but only in LAN won't work. Sometimes just need to install custom SSL certificate. Sometimes R spoof won't even work properly. It, I'm not pretty sure about it, and I haven't like tried it, I think. And I'll have to see the practical first of all, like what you're talking about in practical, then I might be able to understand it better. Okay, Sujay, I'm not pretty sure about it, so I will not provide any wrong information to you guys. I'll look into it, Sujay. Let's see. So while encoders will encode the payload, they should not be considered a direct invade. Okay, these evaders are also evasions is also used for your antivirus evasion. Here you can see there are multiple options in the evasion part. There are window defender, EXERB. If we use this, so it will be able to bypass the Windows Defender security. Okay, we have got many more app locker evasion install, MS build presentation. There are many. 9 evaders are there. Exploits, exploits neatly organized by the target system. Okay, here you can see there are multiple exploits we have for the AIX, for the Android, for Apple, for BST, BSTI, OSX, Unix, Windows. For each and everything, we have got the exploits over here for the Firefox, free-based, so many. NOPs, no operation, do nothing, literally. Yeah, their work is to do nothing but to change the hash, as well as they are presented in Intel X CPU family, following with CPU with nothing for one cycle. They are often used as buffer to achieve a consistent payload sizes, and they can also be used for uh, what do we call it? Buffer to achieve the consistent payload sizes as well. Okay, so if there is a certain uh, buffer, or you can say size of the payload is needed for delivering it to the target, then for that also NOPs can be used. And there are many for x64, there are for CMD, there are for PHP, there are multiple. Okay, next, payloads. Okay, this is the main thing that we often use. Payloads are codes that will run on the target system. Exploits will leverage a vulnerability on the target system, but to achieve the desired result, we will need a payload. Okay, we definitely need a payload. We will learn how to generate it in the next class. Examples could be getting a shell, loading a malware, or backdoor to the target system, running a command. Okay, these are the things that a payload can do. Or launching calc.exe. That is your calculator. It just proves that if your malware is working fine or not. Next, running command on the target system is already an important step, but having an interactive connection that allows you to type commands that will be executed on the target system is better. So there are two things. There is one thing is shell, another thing is meterpreter. Okay, if you're, I think such an internal running a command on a target is important, but allow you to type shell versus meterpreter. Okay, in shell limited to standard OS commands. Okay, the shell is limited and meterpreter will give you access for running all the kind of commands. Okay, what we get usually, we need the meterpreter session so that we can run any command like ls, cd, pwd, anything. We can download the files for downloading. We have download command. Okay, we will see everything in the practical, but first we need to cover this stuff as well. So there are multiple commands that can be run using the meterpreter session. But if we have the shell, we can barely run any command like directory for listing all the things, okay, or barely any command, get command maybe, a very few commands, and it's not very it doesn't come in very handy, it doesn't help us that much. If we get the meterpreter session, we have the complete system in our hands in a way. But shell is interactive, but not that interactive as much as a meterpreter is. Ability to send different payloads that can open shells on the target system. Next, here we have got multiple payload types like adapters, singles, stagers, and stages. Look very carefully. Not everyone know about all these stuff. Okay, they are just blindly working or using the Metasploit framework without knowing what actually these things are, which is not a very good practice, I would say. Adapters. An adapter wraps single payload to convert them into different formats. Okay, what does an adapter do? Wraps a single payload to convert them into different formats. And for example, a normal single payload can be wrapped inside a PowerShell adapter. Okay, there is a code for like I can make it inside the PowerShell adapter or a CMD. Okay, which will make a single PowerShell command that will execute the payload, and a single PowerShell command will execute it. Next is singles, self-contained payloads. Add user, launch notepad that do not need to download any additional component to run. They do not need anything, they just are self-sufficient. Next are stagers, responsible for setting up connection channel between Metasploit. These are what we are going to use. Stagers, okay, responsible for setting up a connection between the Metasploit and the target system so that we can get the shell of the target system. We can get the access or a target system. Useful when working with the staged payloads. Staged payloads will first upload a stager onto the target system and then download the rest of the payload. This provides some advantages of the initial size of the payloads. Okay, just um, no need for that much. Okay, it's a little too much. This is important. Next, Metasploit has a subtle way to help you identify single, also called inline. So there are two types of main payloads. One is your single, another is your stage. So singles will look something like this. Okay, generic, shell, reverse, TCP, and another your Windows x64 shell, reverse TCP. Both are reverse window shell. These both are used for using for getting the window shell or getting the access of your target machine. The for former is an inline or single payload as indicated by the, by this thing. Here you can see, There are these, this is your single, and this one is your stager. Okay, your single is represented by this thing, your underscore between the payload name, and your stagers are represented by forward slash between your, what do we call it, payload names. Okay, so we will use all these payloads. Then post modules, we have got post modules for all the devices again, either it's Linux, either it's your Android, your Windows, your Solaris, anything. Now, what is the name of the code taking advantage of a flaw on the target system? Okay, we have already studied all the theory part. We know what is exploit, vulnerability, payload, auxiliary, encoders, invaders. There are so many. Okay, tell me what is the name of the code that will actually take the advantage of the flaw on the target system. Okay, it's about taking advantage. Answer these questions, Louise, Sajay, Sanatan, Pavani, anyone here? Tell me, guys. No answers. The code. And another question is, what is the name of the code that runs on a target system to achieve the attacker's goal? One is that will take advantage. Okay, ultimately, what? Doing the exploitation part. And the code that helps in attacker achieving the goal. What is it? What happened, Alkar? What happened, Alkar? What happened to you? Why are you crying? Okay, for exploitation. Okay, it's basically just saying what is the name of the code taking advantage of the flow, which will help in exploiting the system. It's okay if you are still not able to understand the theory part, Alkar. It's okay. It's completely okay. When we do the practical part, then it will be better, uh, of better understanding for you. Even okay, let's see if there is any theory part in here. Yes, there are. Okay, there is theory part. We are coming to that part. That's why it might look not a little bit confusing to the guy, to you guys. But if I've already done the practical part, that's why it's easy for me at the moment. Okay, but if you will also get to the this part, the practical part, it will be easy for you to identify all of these as well. Okay, what is the name of the code taking advantage of the flaw? It's exploit. Okay, it's talking about what can exploit the system. And what is the name of the code that runs on the target system to achieve the attacker's goal? It's very easy. This one is very easy. And what are the self-contained payloads called? Okay, here we studied about it. These do not need singles, do not need any other script or anything to run. So that is your singles. And here is Windows this a singles or staged payload. We studied that there, one have got the slash thing after in the payload name, and another has got the underscore one. So here we studied that too. Okay, stager as well as your singles. No one answering to any of the questions today. Looks like this is a difficult topic for you guys today. What is the name of the code that runs on a target system to achieve the attacker goal? Okay, this is a code, the line of code that will help the attacker. The attacker will have to make the payload according to the vulnerability. And then ultimately, that code will help in exploitation on the target system. So at that time, it's called an exploit. And the payload is the piece of code. that will ultimately help in exploitation part. And what is the self-contained payload called? That is just singles, because they will not need any unnecessary or any other thing. They are just self-sufficient in exploiting the systems. Then is Windows x64 pingback reverse among singles or staged? Okay, which one is staged, which one is single? This is your single again. Am I wrong? Singles. Now let's do the practical part finally. Okay, here we're gonna start it. So here, first let's start with LS. Okay, my Metasploit is up. Here, um, if I ls, just a second, exec, it is giving me all these files over here in the root directory. Ping help command. Okay, in the help command, you can see here are the commands that we can use. If we don't want color in our out, like when we started, or in our output we do not want any color, or we want to change the color, here we can use that get command. Get will be used for get the value of the context for specific value. Like if I put get and like another thing is get g for getting the global variable. Set g is for setting the global variables. Threads for view and manipulate the background threads. Again, it's the same thing that we have used in the previous things also. Threads for multiple connections at the single time. Unset, if I want to unset the global variable. Okay, what is this global variable? What is all this? We will do the practical ones as well. Okay, help and set. We can set a target or whatsoever we want. Also, if we type the history command, we will be able to see what we have used, what commands we have used previously. History. Okay, here you can see these are the commands that I have used previously. Use exploit multi-handler, and whatsoever the commands I have used till now. Here you can see all of them. Next, it is saying use. We can set our host. We can do a lot of things. Uh, Let me get the target system. And also I'll have to connect it to my VPN. Let's do that too. Open at open VPN. Try hack me. I just need the access page. And here I'm gonna download the regular configuration file. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna drag and drop it onto my desktop for now. Come on. Okay, I have it already in here. I'm gonna rename it to White Fortress Academy. White Fortress. Oh, that's it. Okay, rename. And now I'm gonna run it. Open VPN, and it's on desktop. So I'm gonna put the path, and it's named as White Fortress VPN. It has started. Yeah, it started. ping 10, ping restart 120. And here you can see I've got a new IP 192.168.142.65. Let me show it to you. Here's the new interface TUN0. Okay, now we get this IP 192.168.142.65. This is our new VPN IP that I'll be using to access the target machine. And let's close it. It's gonna run in the background, I guess, or is it not? Just a second, let me check. Yeah, it's running on the background. Coming back to the module. Okay, next time also when in the starting the class, first of all, just turn on your Open VPN and then we'll do the practical part. Okay, help is a very important feature where we can get all the information about all the commands we can use in here. I wanna let's search. Okay, let's first search for this exploit. Okay, exploit Windows SMB, something like that. Here it is telling us about all that, all that. Leave it. Let's move to the practical part directly. Is it? No, it's just the practical here only. Okay, let's do the practical search. I'm gonna search for this eternal blue thing. Okay, eternal blue. Here you can see I've got multiple. And before that also, we should start with the Nmap, I forgot. Okay, before using anything, we need to, first of all, scan a target machine. Okay, I'm going to scan the target. And also you can guys try, first of all, pinging the target system to check if it is reachable or not. And here you can see I'm getting ping back from there, means it is reachable. So I'm going to cut it. And here I'm going to wait for the Nmap. It's going to take a very little while. 89.28% is done. Okay, it's almost done. What happened, Alkar, by the way? I'm still wondering. And guys, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can let me know in the chat box. And if you're new, you have any career related doubts, you can definitely contact me on the number given in the description below. Also, if you're interested in cybersecurity, ethical hacking courses, you can still contact me and let me know. Okay, thank you for confirming, Alkar. That's great. Okay, it's almost done. Yeah, okay. It will take a while, but it's okay. We need the port as well. That we need to know that it's SMB. Which port is using SMB and the target is using. Is it necessary to create a database, ma'am? In what context are you asking it? Hello, Chakradhar. Welcome to the channel. In what context are you asking? Do you have your own website or what is it? Can you tell me? Why is it taking so long? And let's search in your MSF console. I'm gonna search for the this thing. Okay, I have already here. You can see it. Okay, here you can see exploit Windows SMB Eternal Blue is present over here. Okay, and I can also do one thing, that is nmap and then hyphen a and then the target system, so that it will also tell us that what the target system is vulnerable to, right? That's why we learn this nmap tool, right? So that it can tell us what are the vulnerabilities that are there in a system, in on a target machine. It's taking a lot of time. In Metasploit, ma'am, we haven't created any kind of database here. There is already everything. Chuck, Chakradar, it is already in your Kali. This Metasploit framework and all the stuff over here is already present in your Kali already. You do not have to do anything or have to add anything additional in here. Okay. Let's here you can see our this is out, and here you can see that MSRPC means it's your Windows. Here is also you can see multiple things, but let's wait for the aggressive scanning also. Okay, it will also tell us that why is it, how it is vulnerable to this thing. Okay, tell us everything what the system is vulnerable to. Okay. Now I'm gonna if you ls you will get the information of your tally only. Okay, there is nothing new in that. And let's see, uh let's try show options. Okay, in show options we have got wait a minute, I have to first of all use it. Okay, search eternal blue, and I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this exploit Windows SMB. First of all, I'll have to use it, use 0. Either I can type use 0, or I can just copy this whole thing and paste it over here. Okay, it's same thing. Use 0 you can type, or you can just put this. And here you can see we have got this exploit Windows SMB, MSF, Eternal Blue, and everything like that. I'm not sure. Even I am waiting for the result. Okay, I'll have to look into it otherwise. Wait, let me check it. Because SMB works on 445 only. So that's what I'm gonna check as well. Okay, I can't remember it. Yes, it's SMB. Indicates our network is running the Microsoft DS directory service and protocol network file printer sharing. Its Microsoft directory service is running, which primarily uses the SMB protocol. Okay, this thing uses your SMB protocol only, and 445 port, we know that this is SMB, right? This is a very common thing. Now, let's look what are the necessary things that we need to provide this exploit to run. So for that, either you can type options or you can type it complete show options. Okay, doesn't matter if you type just options or show options, it's gonna give the same thing. Here you can see it's asking, it will ask for L host, what is the listening host, L port, listening port, and it will take the target automatic. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll have to set the L host, listening host, and the L port. Let's see, show options. Yeah, here it is showing something else. Have I used something wrong? Exploit SMB MSF 17101 eternal blue. Why is it showing these? Okay, here I was looking at the wrong options. That's why it's showing like that. Here you can see our host, that these are the things that we need to provide. This is the different payload. Okay, this is a different payload that I used previously. I had a class today on the Meterpreter only. I taught how to make virus to that student, to that class, I mean, and there I taught all that. That's why it's showing this one, I guess. And other one, this is the one that I'm using currently. Windows SMB MSF 17, this one. And here you can see it. What are the required things? R host, yes, required. R port, already we know 445 is vulnerable to this thing. Okay, because that's the port that uses SMB. That is also required. Verify R required, yes, and many more like this. So we have to provide one thing only over here at the moment. That is where our host. Other things, our port is there, other things are not required. So for setting the R port, I'll have to put set, and then I will say our host. Okay, here is that aggressive scanning result as well. Okay, you can find it over here. Uh, you can see that 445 is there, Windows 7 professional service pack, and here's the work group name, and work group name is work group only. Anything else? Windows server, no, it's not showing, I guess. Net BIOS. I'm getting a call. Okay, even it didn't tell us, but it is telling us. Okay, it is telling us this is Windows 7, and the Windows 7 is, what do we say, it is vulnerable to your eternal blue thing. Okay, it is vulnerable to eternal blue. Machine expiring soon. I'm gonna just add 1 hour, and I'll have to go as well. Okay, we are late. Let's cover this up quickly, and then we continue it tomorrow with just one last thing, that how to set it. Okay, how do we set the R host? First of all, we need the IP. Ifconfig I'm gonna do over here, and I'm gonna pick my target IP. Okay, I'll tell you why it is called R host, what is L host. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna provide it with the information, set R host, and here I'm gonna put the IP, click on it, enter, and then options again. If I show you here, you can see it is set. Okay, here it has set to 192.168.142.65. That is my current IP and the attacking IP as well. Okay, we have multiple more information. If we want more information on to this particular exploit, we can use the command info. My system stopped working or what? Info. Okay, here you can see more information on it. Module name is this, module is this, platform it works on Windows, and when it was disclosed in 2017, what are the targets? Okay, it works on Windows 7, it works on Windows 8.18 and Windows Server 2012, Windows 10 Pro, and Windows 10 Enterprise evaluation. So all these are targets. Okay, here what is the basic information this exploit needs to run and stuff like that. Okay, let's continue this tomorrow, and I'll tell you about all of it in more detail when you're going to, like, tomorrow 5 to 6. Okay, Monday to Friday 5 to 6, Tomorrow is Friday. Sometimes on Friday I'm not able to stream, but tomorrow I will for sure. Okay? Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. What not tomorrow? See. Okay, Friday, I might not. Okay, tomorrow because I might have to send my laptop to the service center. I'm not pretty sure. Okay, see you guys on Monday, if not tomorrow. I'll let you know in the afternoon. I will make a post if I'm not live tomorrow. Bye bye. See you guys. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can let me know in here. And yes, you're all very welcome. See you. Bye bye. Do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in learning cybersecurity courses, ethical hacking, web application hacking, mobile application hacking, bug bounty hunting, Python for hacking, anything like that, you can let us know. And you can just, what is that? Um, form is already given in the description below. Bye bye.